Charles Lancaster's barrel business was started in 1811, but it was his apprentice Henry Thorne that actually designed this gun right here, which patent dates back to 1881 and the trigger in 1882, though it takes a little while for both to go into full production. What do we have? Well, we have what a lot of people call a howdah, although this is too low powered for that. This uses a standard 4.76, a precursor to 4.55. At that time, a pistol cartridge. So if we tip her up, we'll extract both and then reset in order to load. Just to see that from up top, you'd load 1 and 2 and then close her up and then fire your 2, boom, boom, and they would eject. You'd be able to reload your 2. Now, of course, there was a 4-barrel version as well, but mechanically, I find this one to be the most interesting. Let me show you why. For starters, we have a tranter-like trigger. We have to cock, and then if we pull, she'll fire. I don't necessarily want to dry fire this at the moment. Or we could pull both together in order to get one double action style boom, although it is single action, you're cocking back every time. With the massive grip plate removed, we can see that lock work, and it really is just a linear hammer with the firing pins attached. You bring it all the way back, just like a revolver actually. It's got a hand and everything, and then you pull the trigger in order to drop it. I'm going to ease that because I don't have a snap cap. Boom, goes forward. Now, the important thing that it needs to do is it needs to index every time we do this. It needs to rotate. If we look at the face of this thing, we see there's 3 holes, one for each firing pin and then an offset, because this guy indexes back and forth. So if we let her fire, which is always fun to do on camera, we'll see. There, we struck bottom, and then what would have been the top one is off in the little hidey hole. And when we index back and fire again, it's going to rotate 90 degrees, and therefore it's going to drop with the top and the bottom here. We can watch it index on the cocking stroke. Oop, right over. And in this position, it's really easy to see those cocking grooves in an X formation with a pin, a little needle like a record player, that guides this into either of those 2 positions. Now it will retain the same position until it's actually overextended and fired. So we're going to have to allow this to drop, and then when we re-index, back the other way. That's super cool. Now, if you'd like to know exactly how every bit of this thing works, we have an animation in our full-length episode on the history of this gun, along with the 4-barrel, which has a slightly different mechanism.